All right, so Clay's on the 20-8 gilt there, and so her brothers we would have sold at the Connection a couple weeks ago, and sold them each of them. We averaged 3,000 a piece on those three brothers. We've got another gilt that brings 1,250 at VIP last week. She was slated to go to VIP as well, but she started hanging her ear a little bit, and we thought we better just leave her at home, and I'm glad we did because she's healthy now. She's rolling. She's ready to rock and roll. So she would be a next contestant. Family ties. So her mother would be phenotypically the best looking sow that we own. She is an absolute freak out in the sow lot, and you could show her today if you really wanted to. She herself was 5th in her division at Indy in 20. Her littermate brother was Reserve Grand Bear at Colorado State Fair, which is a bear that we sold out of this sale to Vickery, and then Goss got a hold of that one and then sent it to a great family out in Colorado, the Fannebeckers, that do a tremendous job. So this gilt is your last opportunity to tie into that genetic line this season, and probably a fool for letting this one go because I love her immaturity. I love her look. I was really high on that litter as a whole. It was incredibly deep, and then as I look at her aunt's pigs, the 2 litter pigs that we're selling in this sale as well, that gets me even more fired up from a genetic standpoint on that set of crosses.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that thing is an absolute freak show, in my opinion, for the elevation that she has up front. And still, when we get hogs that tall-shouldered, oftentimes we get so straight up front, and that one's still laid back in her shoulder. Her pastern's awesome, and yet at the same time, still very, very green. I guess I would call this one green, but still stout enough in her forearm and her body shape right there. I think this one could absolutely feed like a creature come late summer.
Yeah, she's going to be, I think, one, if your goal is to be a big stout one come this fall, this one needs to be I think pretty high on your list. Then we jump into the 1 gilt, the 1 litter gilt. She'd be 1-4. She would be jet black, shattered. Again, we've got a handful of these shattered sows that continue to surface on making very high quality, saleable show pigs, and just a feminine kind of a Berkshire gilt that's got great reach off of either end of her skeleton. Reads to me that one that's still really immature about her face and her head, and yet still comes with some gas off of either end of her skeleton. Big, wide kind of forearm that she gives us as well as she poses from the side.
I agree, and probably the worst thing we could do in this particular setting right here, we're not comparing apples to apples. If you compare this one to the crossbred that's running around in here and think this one is frail, you might think that. But when you study this one for a Berkshire and study her foot size, you study her stoutness of forearm, and like you said, she's still opened up and very good in terms of her forerib right there. I think one that just has a huge feeding window right there, and one, like we've said many times, just put this one on a feed bucket, and this one will get better every day of her life.
You bet. Jet Blacks have fed and won at the highest levels. That pedigree, I think, is going to continue to surface across the country. Jet Black shattered. So nice pair of gilts here. Again, this would be 1-4 would be the Berkshire, and then 20-8's the cross.